What's up, you guys? It is Biz Coach C. I am back with another training for you all today. So, today is all about keeping yourself from going absolutely insane as a small business owner, right? There's not a better way for me to say it. I'll just start there. As an entrepreneur, we get what I call entrepreneur brain, which means we have several different ideas, several different concepts, and we don't know where to place all of these thoughts sometimes and how to put that energy into what we're doing to make sure that it's productive, that it's money making, and it's time saving. And so there's a lot of things that could optimally drive us crazy. There are so many things in the course of a day, let alone a week or a month, that could absolutely drive us insane as entrepreneurs. So I thought, hey, Marsha, hey, Naya, who's live in the room. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for joining already. What's up? So here's the thing. We have all of these things that can drive us absolutely insane. And so I thought that I would take the time and put together a presentation for you guys of tools and things that I use, definitely, and give you some suggestions for things that you could use to save your sanity. So we're definitely going to talk about what has actually kept me from going crazy this month. And hopefully this will inspire you to incorporate some of the things or something similar that can also help you hang on to the marbles that you have. All right. So that's what 3 tools that save my sanity is all about. So thank you guys for joining. I'm Biz Coach C, 12-year small business coach and consultant, and I love to help start and grow businesses that are within their first 0 to 5 years. And I do that through several means, through business planning, through financial development, through legal formation, forms, tools, all of the things that you would need to make sure that you're off the ground, safe, secure, and confidently, and producing and revenue generating. This particular training today is like the one I did here recently. It is also sponsored by Southeastern Community College's Small Business Center, where the director is Ms. Pamela Jacobs. She's also the regional director for Southeast region in North Carolina. But your Small Business Center has all the tools that you need to help you start your business. So if you don't go directly through me for assistance, just know that more than likely you can probably connect with your small business center in your area. If you're in Columbus County or so, like I'm there. So you can definitely request me or anyone else at that small business center who can help you out. So shout out to Southeastern's SBC and Ms. Pamela Jacobs for being such a presence in our community and the surroundings. And no matter where you're joining from, you don't necessarily have to be in North Carolina. I am a national business coach and done some business all over the world. Today, we did some business at Zaxby's because we needed some lunch before we got started here with you guys today. But yeah, so let's get ready. Let's get started, right? Let's talk about what tools kept me from going crazy this month, what you can use to help keep you from losing your sanity just as well. All right, let's dive into it. And I'm waiting on my computer to catch up with me because I don't want to miss any of y'all. All right, here we go. So the thing about it is that running a business feels like we're juggling the flaming torches, right? If you've ever seen the circus and you've got a flamethrower or somebody who's juggling and then they light the pins on fire while you're riding a unicycle. Let me add that. So if you've ever felt like that in your business, or if y'all have ever seen that GIF where this cute little yellow dog is sitting at a table, it's a cartoon, and like the room around him, everything is on fire. And he's just sitting there like, it's fine. I'm fine. Like everything's okay. It's what it feels like sometimes. So if you've ever felt like that in your business instead of the other way around, all calm, peaceful, money flowing, things coming together, just know that you are not alone, right? So in today's training, we're going to explore at least 3 categories of super powerful and affordable tools that you can use to help reclaim your time in your business, organize the chaos, and stay profitable. So even when you do feel completely overwhelmed, these are going to be the exact solutions that took me from constant stress to manageable clarity, and they can do the same thing for you. So I'm here to help you today feel like you're reclaiming your time, right? Especially if you feel behind. So you've got the message. Today's session is going to be short, sweet, straight to the point. You're going to walk away with clarity, tools, and real examples. I don't like to fluff around. So here we go. So why do most entrepreneurs feel overwhelmed, right? Here's the thing. Running multiple streams of income while you're trying to sometimes work a 9 to 5, work with clients, run a store, whether that's in person or online, it kind of creates that perfect storm of stress because there are a lot of moving pieces, a lot of different factors that you're dealing with. But the truth is that sometimes we burden ourselves by saying, I'm procrastinating, I'm lazy, I should have been doing this, I should have been doing that, when there's a lot that you're already doing. So it's not that you're lazy, but it just might be that you're overloaded, and that overwhelm is causing you to actually kind of bow out and say, I can't do this. So it's that constant pressure of trying to be everywhere all the time and do everything that leads us to that fatigue and burnout. And I just like to define that because sometimes people are saying especially small business owners, they're saying I'm unproductive. I can't get anything done. Well, it may just be because you're doing too much alone, So the most successful business owners aren't necessarily working harder than you. They've simply just found the right systems that multiply their efforts and give them the mental bandwidth to take on more of a capacity of how to handle things mentally. Let me say that again. It's not that a successful business owner that you know is working harder than you. They've just figured out a system that helps them multiply their efforts and increase their mental bandwidth so they can take on more capacity of things that they need to handle. So I've already told you that today's session is short, sweet, focused on actionable solutions. Let's get those solutions, right? The first one that I want to dive into is one that we all know is up and coming. And some of us are afraid that the robots are going to be taking over and all of this stuff, but it's okay, because we can use these things to our advantage. And that's what I want you to realize that you have to do as a small business owner. And for those of you streaming, let me make my screen bigger so you guys can see. There you go. All right. So here's the AI tools that think for me, right? Here is Cynthia's what's in my AI pocket that I use on a consistent basis that makes my life easier. And this month, I actually amplified my use and ramped it up. So you don't necessarily need to be the only brain in your business. That's what AI is for. And so there are AI tools that can help serve as your digital assistant, right? Now, I also have a virtual assistant. And if you've heard some of my other trainers, you probably hear me talk about her all the time, like I'm forever bragging on my VA. But I also have digital assistants that I use, and those are these AI platforms. And they handle all the repetitive tasks for me, so I don't have to go down into the weeds and grab this, do that, grab this, do that. And so they free up my creativity for higher levels of decision making. And that's what happens when you incorporate useful AI into your systems. So what are the 3 tools that Biz Coach C uses that makes life so magnificent for her on the other side, where sometimes that grass is greener? So Read.ai. Read.ai is a system, it's a SaaS platform that you can log into online. It's literally the web address. You can type in Read.ai in your web browser, and it will pull up a site that is used for you to actually capture or record your meetings with people. It's a note taker, essentially. So it records any type of meetings by audio. It creates a summary of what was discussed. Not only a summary, but it identifies key points, key questions, and action items. It separates those recordings by topics, by chapters, gives you a breakdown. It highlights videos from within that meeting that you held. Oh my God, there's so much about Read AI. Not only does it do all of that for me, and I'm pretty much I have the ability to look back through meeting notes where I've met with people. It will give you a weekly summary of what you accomplished last week versus what is coming up this week. What are some action items that came up in your discussions, in meetings, or in talks, or in videos that you need to take care of that you hadn't addressed yet? So it does all of these things. Is super, super amazing. I love Read.ai. And another thing about Read.ai is it provides not just the recordings, It also does the videos. You can send a link to other individuals where you've recorded those meetings, and it makes it so much easier for me because I'm actually just taking the snippet from the summary, sending that to my clients and saying, here, don't forget we discussed this. Here's your action items. Here's this, here's that. You can send a link to other individuals to access it without them having the ability to comment and manipulate it. So it has all of those things. So it's like a never miss an important detail again type platform. Saves me hours of note taking in time. So read.ai is probably one of my favorite platforms right now. I do use the enterprise subscription. So I think I might pay about $25 a month for that. But for what it gives me in return, what it delivers for me in return is absolutely amazing. And so if you're having meetings with anyone, if you've got client calls, if you've got customers that you're talking to, if you've got stakeholders, investors, anything of the sort where you're meeting, talking with folks, or if you're just recording some videos and you need to kind of rehash what happened in that video, you can actually take audio that's been recorded or a video and you can upload it, and Read AI will do the same thing for you. It will summarize and give you that exact same product. So this is interfaced with my Google Meet system. So Read AI is actually capturing this training right now. And so I can get a summary of what's been happening in this training. It interfaces with Slack. So my virtual assistant who's working with me will know, this is what Cynthia's been covering. This is how it happened. This is who she's been talking to. These are the leads that you need to follow up on. It is a very robust system and I absolutely love it. Second AI tool that makes my life super easy that I have taken huge advantage of since a friend of mine has introduced it to me is Gamma. So if you go to gamma.app, Gamma will help you create one-page documents. It'll help you create an actual web page. Gamma will help you put together presentations like these. This presentation was actually designed by Gamma. Now, I created the content that has filled the presentation, but it took my content and it created this in less than 2 minutes. That's how fast Gamma works. You get to separate it by page, you get to separate it by section, but it's awesome because it builds you a polished deck of pages in just a few minutes. It's perfect for creating professional proposals, for webinar slides like this one, client onboarding materials, presentations that would usually take you hours. From a presentation I taught this week, I actually had it to create one of the worksheets that I had and that I created for everybody. So I took the content, plugged it in Gamma and said, hey, make this a document, put this branding on it, do this, do that. Yeah. So it's so serious, Marsha. It's great. It does so much stuff. And I love Gamma for that. Chat GPT. I think everybody knows what it is by now. But let me just tell you, I have my Chat GPT trained to the point to where these trainings, different things that I'm putting together, my brand, my tone of voice, even my products and services, I have listed and just added to ChatGPT over time. So it's taken me months to build my GPT up until where it knows me so personally and professionally. I have my personal brand highlighted in there. I have my professional brand highlighted in there, along with photos of myself, photos of my logo, photos of things that I've done. And it gleans all of this information and compiles it. And it makes my life, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what I did before ChatGPT. Like, and I'm not, you don't have to use it for every single thing, right? But for what you do need to use it for, that's going to save you time, that's what you use it for. I can't tell you that, for what you want to use it for certain things, but I will say that it is always an available idea generator. Like, literally, it's an email writer, it's a brainstorming partner, it is a content creator. Start with a simple prompt and refine it instead of just facing the terror of a blank page, right? I think we've all kind of had the terror where we've sat around, looked at a blank page and been like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what I'm getting ready to do with this, but I've got to go somewhere from here. I'm just not sure where that's going to be, but I got to go somewhere, right? I get it. So don't be afraid, though, to jump into ChatGPT and start messing around. So my sanity saving tip for you guys is going to be this: use AI to start your work. So you're not just looking at a blank page, but you're still the CEO. So you're just not the intern anymore, right? You're the boss. Let AI be your intern and do that. Let it serve you. So AI tools for different business types. Let's look at this, because everybody's not a coach like me. So I want to meet you where you are. The beauty of an AI tool is the versatility across any industry. So here's how most entrepreneurs in various sectors are leveraging these same types of tools. If you are someone in retail, just know that you can use ChatGPT to write compelling product descriptions. You can use it to help you come up with sales text, social media captions that are going to convert browsers to buyers. I know I had to spend time with my GPT because it was pumping out all of these super professional, stoic answers that did not sound like me at all, like when I'm talking naturally to clients or leads or anyone. And so I had to take the time to really train my AI by going in and switching up my prompts and drilling down to meaningful questions. How would Biz Coach C say this? Knowing what my brand tone of voice is, knowing who I'm serving, knowing who that target audience is. Now, mind you, you can't do any of this with AI without understanding who your target audience is, understanding the meaning behind your brand, the why behind it, because you got to train your AI to know this stuff before it can give you accurate results. And then you have to make sure that it understands how your target audience will actually behave, right? So, but you can save hours of copywriting time in retail while you're maintaining your brand voice. And that is one of the most difficult things for people in retail to do, is to sit down and get their own marketing on paper if you're not naturally a copywriter, right? So if you're in retail, use ChatGPT for this. If you're an e-commerce person, think about using Gamma to help you create product launch presentations, put something together, promotional decks that stand out for against your competitors. You can impress potential partners and customers with professional visuals in minutes. So the use of Gamma saves you a ton of time. So does ChatGPT. But if you're in e-commerce, think about taking a look at the Gamma.app website. What if you're a salon? You can use it to help nurture your email sequences, to remind customers that you're there, to remind them of seasonal promotions, customer appreciation days. You know, there are a lot of things that you can do. Make sure you can write out your appointment reminders with it, things that feel personal and, again, own brand, to help you maintain relationships with just a constant, a constant communication between your people. If you got a lawn care business, you could think about using Read AI for client quote calls. So you're capturing those calls. If you're talking to somebody, put them on a quick call and say, hey, or you can just do recurring job notes, record your conversations, get automatic summaries to ensure that you capture all the requirements and feedback accurately from people. So it's a good thing to meet with people, capture the information, have a system that tracks what you talked about, and be able to reproduce it and stack it and add value when it's time for you to execute. So just some ideas there for folks who are in different industries. Money tools that help keep you paid. Right. Let's talk about what actually helps keep money in your pocket, or helps you not just sustain the money that you have, but also help you allocate it more accurately. Here are the money tools that were my favorite things this month. Just a reminder that when you don't know your numbers in your business, your finances are going to fall apart. It's the simplest way I can say it. Like, you have to understand where your money and how your money is moving throughout your business. So not only do you need to know what the top line is and how much revenue you're actually making from your sales, you definitely want to know what is the cash flow like in your business. And so, even more so than making the money, you need to understand the positive cash flow of as something are my monetary fulfillments coming in more than they are leaving out, or am I paying out more than what's coming in? So you got to know the difference between having positive and negative cash flow, and where are you falling along those lines. And now, this system, QuickBooks, has been a lifesaver for me. So I'm not necessarily talking about everything free today, because some of these things require an investment. Depending on which platform of QuickBooks you are going to sign up for, they come at different prices. I use QuickBooks Online. I was at one time using QuickBooks Self-Employed, but I noticed that it did not give me balance sheets. So I needed certain reports, and that's why I upgraded to QuickBooks Online. And it has been such a game changer because it has allowed me to open my eyes to what's actually moving around financially in my business. Like, what is the movement like? What is the flow of the money like in my business? So, not just what's coming in, but what's flowing out, and when is it flowing out, and where is it flowing out to? And how are things looking on my profit and loss sheet? What is going on with the money that is entering my business at any given time? And that has been the determining factor on whether I've realized that there is enough money coming into my business versus it not being enough money coming into my business, or whether I'm investing in the wrong things because they're costing me too much. So QuickBooks helps you track your income and expenses. I send my professional invoices out with it. And they actually have the ability to just click a link to pay me. It makes it so much easier. Auto categorizes transactions for you. So when it's time for you to file taxes, everything is in its proper category. Hopefully, get an accountant to help you with that if you're not used to that. But it's perfect for tax prep. And it gives you a really clear financial picture of your business's health. So if you're not going to use QuickBooks, then definitely chime into some type of accounting platform that can help you track the money in your business. But QuickBooks has been a savior for me. Nav Boost. I love this site because it tracks your credits. It tracks your business credit as well as your personal credit. And it monitors and it helps you grow your business credit by giving you opportunities for what you may have to apply for. So once your credit reaches a certain point, Nav Boost is going to send you a notice that says, hey, you qualify for this business credit card. You qualify for a business credit line. You qualify for a business loan from this entity. You qualify for these business credit cards right now. And it's keeping up with that for you. And not just your business, like I said, but also your personal, because all business lending and activity, pretty much almost all of it, like 98% of business lending now also requires a personal guarantee. There was a day in time where we didn't have to worry about showing folks our social security number if we were borrowing for our business. No longer are we living in those days. And so just as a point of reference, to give you a gold nugget, a personal credit score of 700 and a business credit score of 80, a paydex score of 80 will get you just pretty much anything that you want to get as far as borrowing on business credit. Now, that's given you have positive cash flow and you are meeting certain revenue requirements for the year. So your cash flow has to look good, because a lot of lenders now are looking at, when you want to get a business loan, SBA, any other organization, CDFI, small business, traditional banks, online banks, they're looking at your cash flow in your business just as well as, are you making $50K a year, $25K a year, $150K a year, $10K a year? Doesn't matter what you're making a year. They want to know, has your business bank account dipped in the negative more than 4 times that month? If it has, then you're more than likely going to get rejected for the business loan. So be very careful with that, especially for those who may be running balances under 50K a year and bringing in revenue, right? And there's no balance there. So be very careful. That's why your cash flow is so important. It's essential. Nav Boost is an essential system for scaling your business, especially when you need funding options, which is 80% of small business owners. So my sanity saving tip when it comes to money tools that help get me paid, keep me on track, is to set up a recurring money date with yourself. You got a Monday money, you got a finance Friday, you got a winning Wednesday, whatever it is, whenever it is, and whatever you want to call it. Use your tools for at least 15 to 30 minutes every week to help you, because it's going to save you thousands of dollars, right? Over a year. Really, watch your money. Again, track your numbers. But these were the tools that were amazing to me when it came to money allocation, business credit, watching the insights, getting the data of what's truly going on with the finances of my business. These are the money tools that help keep me paid. All right. Money tools for different types of business, retail and e-com, salons, lawn care, coaching, I will say this, financial tracking needs to vary by industry. Not all of us can use the same tools. So here are just some tailored recommendations for you, right? If you're doing retail or e-commerce, using apps like Wave for free invoicing, free expense tracking, if you're just starting out, are huge, huge ways to benefit and save you some money. If you're a salon, barbershop, try something like Fresha to track your bookings, payments, generate sales, all of that in one platform, right? You can also use Square for that. My lawn care people or maintenance people, Jobber, right? Use Jobber website to help you handle different client scheduling aspects, any payments, quotes, all of that comes in one system with Jobber. So that's an option for you guys. Coaches and consultants, you've got my recommendations here, but I would add Honeybook and Dubsado because they're CRM systems. You could also use HubSpot, but these will contain contracts, invoices for service-based businesses. So those are some great tools that anybody can use. And I know I've only got an hour to spend with you guys doing this. So just a reminder that if you are not following me on socials, then you definitely need to be doing that, because I often give you links and tools and just plug and play with these type of things that you can do. But the second part of that is, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, that's where all of these live streams are. So this is actually live streaming right now on YouTube, and it will be there forever. So the other platforms will eventually go away. But on YouTube University, if you're following Biz Coach C, you have access to this. Plus, you'd have access to the tools that go along with these trainings. Your best bet to optimize these trainings are to make sure that you get the tool that's paired along with them, whether that's a free resource or like a worksheet or a digital download. Make sure you're following me on YouTube, and then go to my website to the training aspects and to the digital downloads and get the pieces that follow along with these. All right, so that's just your reminder. Project tools that help keep me focused in business, especially small business. You're always working on a project, right? We are project kings and queens. So whether you think you're working on a project or not, you are. You're always working on one. And yeah, Marsha, I got you. I'm going to send you the information. And remember, too, you can get it where I just told you. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I see a thank you, Coach C. I see you out there, Teams us 2K. You're very welcome. And thank you to everybody who's in the Google Meet room again, because the live people, y'all are the rock stars, the people that are watching live and coming into the room. I love y'all. All right, so here are the project tools that help me keep my sanity. So we're all working on projects, and being busy doesn't mean you're being productive. Step C, these project management tools right here are going to help you keep the chaos at a minimum and ensuring that you're working on what truly matters, right? So first thing that I want you to do when you're trying to figure out what project tools you need to be using, a project can be, I'm putting together a marketing campaign to sell a new product that I'm launching. A project can be, I'm developing a nonprofit organization and I need to make sure that I have everything in place before I start asking for donations from on a crowdfunding platform. A project could look like I have to hire 2 more people to help me with my maintenance business, and I've got to figure out where to get them from and how much to pay them. So there are all sorts of projects going on. How do I market this? How do I do that? How do I create this? How do I develop that? Identify your organization's needs. Now, your organization's needs are going to be the things that actually help you bring in the money to keep your organization going. That's your number one need, is what do I have to have in order to get this business and keep this business generating, making money consistently, right? Not necessarily churning out product, because I'm pretty sure you know how to do your service, you know how to do your product. It's making money from that and making sure that the money you make from that sticks around. So before you start diving into tools, it's important to assess where you're feeling the most scattered. That's the easiest way to think about it. Where am I feeling like I am falling apart and all over the place and going crazy? Is it content? Is it communication? Is it client management? Focus on the solution, on the biggest pain point first. Give that your most energy. And then choose a tool So my core tools for project management are these two things, and you probably won't believe it when you hear it, especially the first one. Google Docs. So serious. Google Docs keeps me super, super organized. It's perfect for your content planning, for your client folders, for creating standard operating procedures. Everything is there. So if you're someone who's already using Google Workspace, you probably are using Google Docs, but if you aren't, to keep yourself organized, I would highly encourage you to, right? Something else about Google Docs. So we talked about Read AI. What you can program Read AI to do is integrate with your Google Workspace. So now when I'm recording a meeting with somebody, that summary and that transcript is immediately and automatically uploaded to my Google Docs as its own Google document. It's dated, it's named, and it has the label, and it's like meeting with John Doe and Jane Doe on June 26th. This is what was discussed, the actual transcript of what we talked about in a summary. So all of these things, imagine if I didn't have that. Then I've got to use a platform to try to record the meeting. And then I've got to take notes during the meeting and figure out how to respond to the client and what to send them after the meeting. And then I got to go back and see, do I need to do something else? What action items do I need to follow? Let me create my own ticklers in the calendar. And that's what I was doing like before these systems, before I incorporated them. So I figured out where I was hurting the most and what was causing me the most time, most headache, what was keeping me from being able to add more appointments on my schedule and sell more of my products and service. And that was the area where I tackled. And lo and behold, it was a free tool. That was my answer. Google Docs. And it's so much organization there, you guys. So if you aren't, I would encourage you to use something like that. And I also use Slack because it streamlines all of my team communication. So I have a team of people that I work with in different aspects. I've got graphic designers. I've got website builders. I've got my virtual assistant on one hand. I've got folks that I partner with. I also have clients for my group coaching program. Slack streamlines all of these communications for me. It's a platform that is project management based where I can share files. I can integrate with other notifications. It can talk to other platforms. I'm talking to people. People are talking to me. And we're able to separate that by channel. And that is absolutely amazing. And I did want to make Slack more robust for what I have. And I could only access certain tools only after I had an investment. I made an investment. So guess what? I made an investment. And that's a platform that I pay for because it's definitely worth my mind, worth my time. It's worth my mind too, because I get to keep that. So implement those things. When you find what the pain points are, start with your most hurtful thing, whatever's costing you the most time, the most money you're sitting and doing. And it's not that, even whether you love it or you don't love it, because a lot of times as small business owners, we're sitting there doing things that we love and it's just how it is because we love what we do or we wouldn't be doing it. But it doesn't mean that it's not a waster of our time and energy, right? Because we can be doing better things. There's always room for improvement. We can be doing higher level things for our businesses and nonprofits. So implement these things with consistency once you adopt them. So don't just adopt and drop, right? We don't want to do that. Don't adopt and drop. And for those of you who are live in the Google Meet room, I want you to type that out. Don't adopt and drop. Those of you who are live streaming online, I want you to type in the comments. Don't adopt and drop. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to take your ideas that are scattered across these platforms, and we're going to pick one system and we're going to stick with it, right? We're going to use the folders. We're going to use the templates. We're going to download the digital things that help us. And we're going to schedule recurring check-ins with our business coach to maintain organization. You guys have got to do this. It is good for you. I promise. As your business coach, I am not going to give you anything that's not good for you. Take your ideas, pick one system and stick with it. Pick one system to start with. Use the folders, use the templates, download the digital products, and schedule recurring meetings with your business coach to maintain organization. Additional options for some specific businesses. I used to use Trello. Trello was absolutely awesome when I was using it. It reminds me a lot of Slack. To me, I just felt like Slack was kind of like an upgrade from Trello for me. But Trello also has paid pieces, paid platforms, and paid pieces on their platforms that you can actually invest in that will give you more robust options. I just don't know. I think the navigation and the user friendliness of Slack is what attracted me, right? There's also Airtable. I work with an organization that uses Airtable when on their website, and they use it to share different grants that folks have access to. They use it to organize their trainings. So when people are visiting their websites, they're literally clicking on an Airtable and it's guiding them through different sections of what to choose. That's awesome. And it's great also for retail inventory tracking. But other systems, you can use Notion to help create your SOPs and client processes. You can use ClickUp if you're a service provider. That helps you with task management. So there's also some other tools there that you guys can use to help you stay focused, things that are project management. So your next step to business sanity is this. Let's talk about your next steps now. So I've gone through the tools that have helped me, that have helped think for me, which was the AI, the money tools that help keep me paid. And then the third thing that I talked about was project tools. So we've got AI tools, money tools, and project tools. Those are the top 3 areas of where pretty much all entrepreneurs are going to need to keep their sanity and focus. Yes, teams 2K, don't adopt and drop. I see you. That's right. We're not just going to take it on and then throw it away once we feel like it's too challenging or it's not working. You've got to stick with it, right? Stick to the plan. So here's the next steps to you keeping your sanity as a business owner too. Don't try to implement everything at once. I don't want you to try to eat the whole elephant, right? I want you to eat it one bite at a time, because it is a big thing to minimize your tasks, streamline it, and make sure that it flows smoothly and powerfully, right? So start with the tool category that's going to address your biggest and most current pain point. So do you feel like you need AI to help you think and get things out in general, so everything that's going on in your head is not so chaotic and crowded? Do you think you need money tools to help you focus on your money in your business to keep you paid and keep your dollars organized on paper and in your mind? Or do you feel like your biggest pain point is project management and having trouble focusing? So those of you who are watching live, I want you to answer that question for me. Which one of these areas is your pain point? Is it AI that you need for thinking? Is it money that you need for getting paid and keeping up with it? Or is it project management? What do you need? AI tools, money tools, or project tools? Drop that in the comments. And everybody's different. But let me see. Where are you guys standing today? Which one do you need? Even if you're not watching live and you're watching the replay, I want you to answer this question and drop this down in the comments, because it's not just for me. It's for you to get this thing plugged into your nervous system so you can see and know, hey, this is where I need some help. This is where I'm struggling. So let me focus here. So now you've got that in your head, right? That's in your brain. That's all yours. You know where you need to start. So we've talked about those 3 sections now in this training. If you're overwhelmed with tasks, I want you to start with AI tools that are going to take something off of your plate. If you're worried about cash flow, I want you to prioritize the money tools and gain your financial clarity. But if you're feeling disorganized, I want you to focus on project tools that are going to help you create structure in the business. So I just want you to remember, you don't have to do it all. You just need tools that help you do the right things when you need to do them, because that helps you avoid burnout. What we are often stuck doing is using tools that help us do all the things, but not actually moving the needle forward, because it's instantly gratifying, but it's actually not taking us where we need to go. It's good in the moment, but what we've done when we've done that is we're adopting and dropping. So commit to implementing just one tool over this next week to 2 weeks. Spend about a week to 2 weeks. Implement one tool and watch how quickly that stress is going to begin to dissolve for you in your business. So the next step for you after this training would be for you to download what I call a sanity saving tool stack. It's something that I've prepared for you that's on my website. Go take advantage of it. And if you have struggled in one of these three areas, the other thing that I want you to do after you download that tool stack is schedule a 15-minute, breakthrough strategy session. Schedule a 15-minute breakthrough strategy session with me if you have not had one recently here, at least within the past 30 to 60 days. So, first of all, I'm your business coach. You're on this call, you're watching this video live, or you're watching the replay. You're here, and you made it this far in the video, so that means I'm officially your business coach, and it's no takebacks. Let's just establish that. No takebacks. Here we are, right? I would advise you to schedule the 15-minute breakthrough strategy session before I would say download the toolkit, but I don't want to make you nervous. So download the toolkit. You've gotten the training now. It's in your head. Download the tool stack, Sanity Saving. It's going to be live on the website. And I'm going to put a notice out on my socials when it is. So make sure you're following at CLSMGMT on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. I'll put a notice out when this thing launches. But schedule a 15-minute breakthrough strategy session so we can talk about where you're having your biggest pain points. The beauty of having a business coach like me is it would typically take you about 3 to 6 months to figure these things out on your own. What I can do is help you figure it out in 30 days or less. And that just starts with 15 minutes of here's the problem, here's where it's stemming from, here's viable solutions for you to move forward, because I've either been there, done that, or I've been there and I've seen that elsewhere, and I can help you avoid all of those issues. It just starts with 15 minutes. It's free. You don't pay anything for that. So let's just chat about what's been going on with your business, which area you're going to need, prioritizing AI tools, money tools, or project tools, and let's figure out which systems are going to work for you. And I am so glad that you all have joined me today. I hope that you've enjoyed this training, and I hope that you learned something. Let me know. Please post about it on social media. And when you do, I want you to post it with hashtag BizCoachC to let me know that you were here. So I'm going to shout you out just as soon as I see it and make sure that I'm spreading the word, because my community spans with tens of thousands of followers who are entrepreneurs, small business owners who are building, who may want to connect with you, who may want to shop with you, who may want to purchase with you, but who may need to just know that you're there. And you may be a huge inspiration as you connect with any people. So I am actually on Threads. Yes, I'm on Threads. I didn't mention that, but I say, yeah, great question. So thank you. Yeah, I'm on Threads. Some of this information though is not on Threads. My Threads is not as active as my IG account and some of the other ones. But yeah, I'm on Threads. Hit me up on there. Let's follow each other because I'll support you too. So thank you guys for joining today at CLSMGMT, www.clsmgmt.com. I will put a notice out when I post the worksheet to download for today to help you with this training to pair along with it. I want you to download that digital download, and I want you to be able to go through and schedule a 15-minute consultation. All right. Oh, I see a quick question before I go today. What scheduling company do you suggest? I like for clients to book and pay for the service. Oh, that's awesome. The scheduling service that I use that I did not mention today is I use Calendly. And I actually have a paid prescription with Calendly. I'm dropping that in the comments here. And I'm going to, and yeah, guys, feel free. Ask me some questions before we hop off if you got any more. I'm commenting it on the live stream too, so you guys can get it on socials. But yeah, I use Calendly. Calendly allows you the ability to collect payments. It takes cards. Let's see. What else does it do? There are different types. There's a free version, but I think the free version of Calendly will only allow you to use like one appointment type. Once you pay for a monthly subscription for them, or you could pay annually too. I think if you do a monthly, it's probably like $15 a month. And they typically have deals of if you like take an annual subscription out, you save a little bit. They probably save about 30-40% on it, though at least about 20-30%. But once you pay for a subscription, you're able to create your own workflows with the documents. I've set up different appointment types. Some of my appointment types are free. Some of the other appointment types have a cost associated with them. So there's a price for some of my consultations, but then some there's not. So Calendly gives you that ability. You can also brand that platform and it integrates with other platforms really, really well. And you can simply send people links to the different appointment types. You can embed your calendars on your website. So it's a great way to do it. If your website is on Squarespace, yeah, or even if it's not, but Squarespace uses a platform called Acuity Scheduling. And I've set up Acuity Scheduling for a salon owner before, and she absolutely loved it because it allowed her to collect a deposit. It also allowed her to enforce her policies about cancellations and refunds. Um, it instantly, of course, gave them a receipt for whatever they paid. She could collect the rest of it just by clicking a button on her phone once they were there and actually in her chair. So Acuity was very nice. So Acuity, I personally use Calendly. I would start looking at those two. And definitely once you start the ball rolling with a couple of things, the algo is going to pick up on it and it's going to start making recommendations for you. And don't forget, if you want more recommendations, you can reach me. Okay. admin@clsmgmt.com. So if you want to shoot me an email, if you have a question, you can DM me, or you can just shoot me an email and say, hey, Biz Coach C, what's up with this? Where do I find that? Can you suggest this? Can you suggest that? And I will give you the extent of my knowledge on the dime. Right? Um, mhm. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep. Mhm. Yeah. For a small business owner, that's a lot. Nice. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. No, that's good. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. They talk to each other. Yes, they do. Mm-mm. They're completely different. And so what HubSpot will do is HubSpot is more of like a customer retention management system where you can actually list out who all the customers were, all of their contact information. You can email them directly through HubSpot. So it is pretty much a customer contact management system. Really, that's what that is. Now, the Slack is like it's a project management system. So you don't necessarily talk to clients on it. If you had a team of people working with you, like you would if it's just you, then yeah, then you could keep like, I would say then you may want to use something more like HubSpot to keep up with your customers. because you can also make notes in HubSpot about the customers. Another thing that HubSpot does that I love is it integrates directly with Gmail. Do you use Gmail? Right. Because that HubSpot will integrate directly with your email. And so as you're emailing, communicating with customers, stakeholders, whoever it is, like HubSpot will keep those in memory for you. You can turn it on and it will record and actually file that email with that person in HubSpot. And it'll remind you, hey, you talked to this person about this on this day, this person about that. So it will actually work as like a project management thing for your customers. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah. Look, I'm telling you, like, it's you and it will drive you insane, right? It will drive you crazy, and that's like what I started out with today. I said, "I fully understand you, Naya. I really understand where you're coming from, especially when you're just getting started and you're learning and you hadn't had a lot of experience with different types of systems." Um, I will tell you, I worked 15 years as a healthcare administrator, and I managed family practices for a while, and I always had our phlebotomist near and dear to our heart because I've always worked on the paperwork side of the organization, and I could never stick a person. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Right. Right. Mhm. Right. Mhm. So that's it. That's it. Something else that you said caught my attention too is like you said, now you're being introduced to all the back end processes, right? So it's opening up another world for you, you know? And the one thing I would say is like don't be afraid to actually like just sit down and talk a little bit more with somebody like a business coach and who's been in that like in that area, whether it's me or somebody else, just to say, hey, I need a free consult just to pick your brain about this a little bit. But I will tell you initially, other than that, the other thing that's on my mind for you is just having the right type of patient management system. I think would be really good for you. So I don't know if you would need to go like full blown electronic medical records. I don't know if you would need to do that portion of it, but you may need, if there's not a system that's designed for what you need specifically, you may be able to get somebody to design a system for you, like to actually create or develop a program specifically based on what you need at a super affordable price. And it may be the thing that saves you, like all of this headache if there's not a program that's already carved out for what you want. But I definitely wouldn't mind like just following up with you to say, hey, maybe we could do some R&D together to see what is out there and just kind of categorize your specific needs. But I would start there, write down, like we said today, the specific needs that you have, immediate needs for that business to make sure that it runs, and then what could actually solve that problem? Would it be one system? Would it be two? Would you want it to be just one system, or would it need to be something where you separated the billing portion from the administration portion from the medical portion? So, there are a lot of things to consider, but either way, you're the bomb for starting a business and doing what you're doing. And I think it's gonna be very lucrative because it's much needed, because like you said, not everybody, we all know how healthcare is and how expensive it can be. Like you said, that one needle that you're looking at that's going into your arm in your doctor's office, you'd be surprised at how much that needle costs, how much that alcohol swab costs, and how much the gauze costs, the tourniquet costs. Yeah, $10. Crazy. Yeah, for real. Yep, yep. Right, right. Yeah, right. And Imma tell you, I love that, and you made me immediately think of, there's a business that started here in my area, and she was born from COVID. And she did infusions, and she did IV therapies, and she's called Brit Mobile Medic. And so what she noticed was that the elderly, the disadvantaged, the disabled that could not get out to get to doctors at all during COVID, she went to their homes to provide healthcare. And I think she's either, I don't think she a nurse practitioner or was she a PA? But she started her mobile clinic, and now she's opening a brick and mortar, and I don't know if she's still gonna run it along the side of what else she did, but it's just it's amazing, and it may be great. I may be able to put you ladies together and just let you pick her brain to say, "Hey, how did you get this system to work for you?" or something like that. So Imma hook you up, Naya, because you out here hooking up my audience with this knowledge and empowerment. Oh, oh, right, right. I hear you. Yeah. Yeah. And you are right. I need somebody to tell my 78-year-old mother that because she still wants to find something with a thing on it and ask for 10 cents off. I'm like, "Look, just go ahead and buy that thing." But I totally get it because, and your transparency is so inspiring, and I hope that the people who are watching this, like, I actually kept it live for this reason is because it's real, right? Like, this is really your story. Like, you've tried mentorship before, you're trying to find the right systems that work, you're new diving into this, you've got a great idea, you've got a great business, and you're trying to get it off the ground the right way. And to just let people first just hear your story and understand where you are. This is so relative to so many entrepreneurs. And I want everybody who watches this replay or listens to this understands that Naya is at an amazing starting point and she has nowhere to go but up. So it is literally like her finding the right systems and Naya, and also finding the right mentorship and the right coaching. And I'm sure that you're going to get it. You seem like a very honest business owner who is looking forward to doing things that help your client population. And so I pray that your business is definitely one that reaches heights beyond your wildest dreams, but that you find all the right things to get you in the right places. I'm happy to get you started at any time, dear. Okay. Tell the truth. Yep. Yep. That's it. Mhm. I get you. Right. Mhm. Right. Right. Yep. It's that feedback. I'm telling you. Yep. Oh, that's right. Before it starts to settle. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's the truth. And Imma look, Naya, Imma give them what you gave them in this live stream, and you and I are gonna follow up though. But but I'm gonna give y'all what Naya gave y'all today just in case you didn't catch it. There's fear and there's faith, and you can't have both. So with that being said, I'm Biz Coach C signing off for today. We will see you guys for the next training, which will probably be maybe next week or week after next. Just stay tuned because if it's not live streaming, then it'll be on YouTube. And I will catch you guys then. You all take